appreciate it because they was waiting.
Players, can I ask you all, please, when you should all have the email asking you to complete a bank form. You don't do that, you don't get paid. You don't have the email, you'll have to wait pen and paper version in the office, so you have please make sure you get it done. And secondly, the winners today, please see James in the office after the match so you can arrange for practice for tomorrow. Thank you. And with 2 minutes left.
Well, 6 o'clock local time. Good evening, everyone. This is Derek Kiley. I'm here with you in the Hotel Marinella in Sofia, in Bulgaria, for this last 16 match between Ashley Hugel and Stuart Carrington. Obviously, we've 7 other matches going on as well, and we'll keep an eye on those games as they go along. It's getting to the business end. A place in the quarterfinal tomorrow morning will be there for 8 of these players. Really looking forward to this game. It's going to be high quality. Ashley has defeated Zhu Jeroui by 4 frames to 2 and also defeated Harvey Chandler by 4 frames to 1. Stuart, well, he hasn't dropped a frame in the knockout section. 2 4-0 victories over Joseph Kasha and Mikhail Nozizyan. Incredible tournament we're having here. The standard so high. We had 2 games earlier today and they were just over within the hour. 2 4-0 wins and 2 absolutely fantastic matches. This is going to be right up there too. Of course, the 8 quarterfinals or the 8 tables for the last 16 section will now play right through the evening. It's our last session. There is another game streamed on table 2, and I'll tell you all about that in a few minutes' time. But we're ready to get underway here shortly. The referee is from Wales, a young man with a big future with the white gloves. Jay Vokes will be in charge of this game. So Ashley's going to break off here. And these 2 players know each other very well. Tactically, this should be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. Well, 7 other tables. We'll go over and back and see how the other matches are going. But our main focus is, of course, table 1 here. Ashley Hugel and Stuart Carrington. Well, we've been saying it with the last 2 weeks in the junior event and in this main event here and in the ladies event, the women's championship. The WST 2026 championships have, I would think, one of the strongest fields, definitely the strongest field of all time. Massive quality on offer here in Sofia. So immediately both players not happy to get involved in a tippy-tappy match. They've asked for the re-rack. They've done it over a couple of shots. They both know where that was going. They both don't want to play that type of match. So Ashley will get a chance to break off again. And I thought that was a very good decision by the players. So here we go again. Good quick decision by the players. No point in dragging this out. It's the first frame. They want to get going as quickly as they can. Good solid break that was. Well, that pink has gone shooting up the table next to the blue. The black is on the bottom cushion. With the green moved into that position, it makes it a very nice target. So the first frame underway here after a re-rack, and obviously it's going to be cagey in the opening stages because both players know what's at stake here. Another win, and they're just 3 games away from a possible tour card. So these last 16 games can be jubilation or despair. It's hard to get to the last 16. Very hard. Stuart has played that perfectly. That's an excellent shot. Both shots respected by each opponent. Typical safety shot this. That's the problem. Terrible angle to try and come back up off that red. Red into the centre left now could be available. Hard angle to see. He's got this direct red in front of him. Do you know what? He's really feeling good. He might even just try and get this black off the cushion. That would be huge if he could do that. I know deep down in his heart and soul he wants to do that, but it's risky. Well, he's been a bit unlucky there because he could have got a better connection. He still has the yellow ball available, but would much rather be playing the pink or the blue. Well, it seems to me it's his only option here. It's not an easy shot because he'll have to get the rest possibly. He's dealing with colours on the table. Is he thinking about trying to drain the pink into the bottom right hand corner? If he is, it'll go on the black spot unless there is enough room in that little gap. That's a good shot. No hesitation in taking it on. We'll see if it spots. It does, and it spots easily. So what next? Bit of screw back for the blue, I presume. He's got the other side of it, and he has. He's put plenty the bottom right hand side on that. Now, there are reds below, but the colour situation isn't fantastic. The pink is definitely tied up. The black is potable, but it's very difficult. So just trying to split one or two balls. He hasn't been lucky there, but he didn't hit it with enough pace. He should have really glanced off the pink at that pace. He went full ball into it, and he's left himself, I don't think, with anything here. Now he's looking up the table. He's got to avoid the centre pocket. That green is a big target up there. Well, he's decided to just come up behind the yellow. Good shot too. Look at the weight on the cue ball. Perfect. He's done that already a few times. They're only at the table a couple of minutes and he already has the pace of it. So good shot from Ashley there. Okay, he's letting it go across the table twice here, and catch those two reds together at the bottom cushion. You'll have to be exact on this. That's a little high, I think.
Ball and a miss. Ashley Hugill.
So foul. If that red passes the black, if he can get to it with the cue ball, I don't think he can. Maybe he can. He's having a good look at this. Well, this is a huge break for him if he can just trickle this past the black ball into that left bottom corner pocket. Oh, and he just does a bit of work on the black as well. That's lovely snooker from Ashley Hugill. This bottom red, I wonder, does that pot? Because if it does, he doesn't have to force the black. It's not an easy shot though. But the black will be back on its spot, which is huge. Okay, he's got the black to the red to the right of the black. That will cut. He's got the pink ball free. He's also got the black ball free, and this frame is starting to look very nice indeed for Ashley. A bit low on the red, on the blue from that red. And that's something he needed to be more careful with. Okay, he's got a shot as opposed to nothing here. Trying to put the red to the right, the pink into the bottom left and get that cue ball back up the table. There isn't a whole lot on offer. Two reds to the left of the three ball cluster there, but that's about it really. That's a little short. And the cue ball goes into a safe position, so if ever there was a shot to nothing, that was it. This is going to bounce up, but he's left the red just out on the left hand side here. You can see it. It's readily available to these pockets. Look how tight those pockets are. You've got to be so accurate. Just looking to see if the black ball passes those two reds into the corner pocket on the right. Just having a good look at the potting angle. Looking at the line of this pot. We'll know if the black goes by the way he plays it. This is not easy. And misses it. And he's got the worst possible outcome because that red coming out from the pocket has nudged the cue ball into this position. A little bit of stun. If that black doesn't pot, he's got the pink. All he's got to do is just put a little stun on it. The black obviously goes into the left-hand pocket, no problem whatsoever. He may just follow through on this. Well, it's going to the right as well, so opportunity for Stewart here to get himself into this frame, trailing by 30 points early on. That's a clever shot, very well played. So if we can do a bit of clearing down here at the end of the table, it's looking very good. He's got the perfect angle on this red just to hold for the black. Plays that well. Well, the angle tells me he will go to the red to the left of those three balls, the three reds together, and by the pink spot. And then he has an opportunity to do one or two more things. He's underhit that by quite a bit. Still got the opportunity of the pot, but it's so much more difficult. I mean, I'm surprised that Stuart left that so short. He's going to have to go back up the table off this red. Bridging over balls as well doesn't help. Looking for the blue off this. That's a very good recovery, and it's a very good cue ball. Now, you might just fancy rolling into these nice and gently. If he slits them well, it's a great frame winning opportunity. He's got three reds on the left side that need a bit of work. Well, not a disaster, but he missed the balls he was aiming for. Those three balls together still remain, but he's brought one red open to the open. He's got this black, it's quite difficult, or this red I should say, into the left corner pocket. It's quite difficult, but very potable. It's what he gets afterwards. He seems to be the wrong angle on this red. He's looking possibly to some sort of a shot to the centre pocket. I don't know, can he get himself far enough across? So he doesn't think so. Not willing to take the risk, and delivers the cue ball almost perfectly behind the yellow. So I'll go around the other several tables. I can tell you that Ashley Carty's off to a flyer. He leads Rodians Juddins by 1 frame to 0. Well, we saw a demolition job by Hamad Mia this morning, but the boot was on the other foot in the opening frame because Yu Ku Chang has won the opening frame. And Prin Ratnbutka won up on Joel Connolly. Now Prin was 3-0 down last night. What a fantastic pot from Ashley. That is awesome. What a great pot that was. And Prin fought his way back to 3-all and won the deciding frame. So there is no issue with his battling qualities. It's still 0-0 between Wang Zimbo and Dean Young, as it is with Kayla Patel and Sebastian Milewski. Simon Blackwell and Yuhang Wang both at 0-0 at the opening in their opening frames. Well, that was a very solid pot. Couldn't have done much more with the cue ball there. He's pot that green very solidly. Now he's got a bit of a dilemma on his hands. Potting the blue is not an issue. He should do that anyway, without a shadow of a doubt. It's what he gets afterwards. The bottom red of those two reds to get it to the left of the black looks like it will pot. And if it does, it could be a huge moment in this opening frame. Ryan Davies and Mark Joyce still at 0-0. He's going for this. I thought he would stay above for the blue, but he's trickled down, and I thought he would pot that ball and go back for the blue and then have the opportunity, but he's ran through and left himself a very difficult black. It does cut, but the red on the cushion is causing all kinds of problems here. So now he's looking up the table, what he can get off the pink. A lot of respect between these two players. They have a lot of respect for each other's game. They should know each other inside out at this stage. So, a bit strange. I thought he genuinely would come back with a blue there and then try and get that loose red, but running out of position. While the gentleness of touches doesn't find the ball cushion, but does find balk. He's looking at the potting angle on the red, just loose below those two reds together, because he has a bit of an escape route. The biggest problem he may have is the red on the right hand side of the table. He needs to be very, very careful. And he got the pot just as well. So Stuart Carrington trails by 13 points here. There'll be 67 points available after the next colour. He's going for the yellow.
Four.
All good so far. Just got to keep his focus now. He's just ran a little out the last couple of times he's been at the table. Oh, and it just gets a little touch on that. Would have loved a little bit of a firmer touch on that red, but that's fine. Position is excellent.
11.
So just 3 points between the players here. Just looking at this red, will it go? I think it will. He's just got to get rid of this red first. I think he may use the pink. It definitely is the better option, but he's not queuing that way. He's queuing to go in follow the red here and then take the black to the left. So this black for the lead in this opening frame. Very well played. Have I spoken a little too quickly there?
19.
No, I think it's fine. It's excellent angle. Can work this one. So Stuart Carrington in the lead now by 5 points. He's got everything to play for here with all the balls in very nice positions, just the pink slightly off the spot. Everything is on their spot. This could be a frame winning shot, this one. Beautifully played again.
20.
Oh, here we go. Didn't get as much as he'd like on that. Looking up the table to see if the yellow will help him out. No attempt at the pot there. completely concentrating on a safety shot. I think he may have come up fairly short there. The bottom red, I think, may cut, but can he get a shot on it from that angle? I think people that know me fairly well know I'm a bit of a Barcelona supporter, and if you're coming to Sofia, I highly recommend the Hristo Stoichkov Museum. I was in there today myself, and the great man showed me around himself. What an honour it was to meet him. Definitely put it on your list when you come to Sofia. It's a fantastic museum, and the guy is just a legend. Really enjoyed that. And my thanks to Oleg Villanov for setting that up for me. It was a really kind thing to do, and I'll never forget it. Brilliant day here in Sofia. So from legends of football to legends of snooker. Stuart Carrington hasn't dropped a frame in the knockout series so far. 4-0 in the last 64, 4-0 in the last 32. He'd love to keep that going. Oh, that's a bad kiss. And this is a chance for that record to be blemished, because what an opportunity for Ashley Hugan. He's taking his time before he comes to the table. But I'd like to have the cue ball cleaned by our referee, Jay Oakes. And this is a massive chance. Doesn't have to concern himself too much with the black. He's got the pink and the blue in lovely positions. If he can get back up and get the pink back on its spot, that would be even better. The easiest shot is to play the red, direct. The shot he's playing is the correct one. If he can just hold this for the pink and get the pink back on its spot, he'll be well on his way to winning this frame. Well, part one is perfect. What a great shot that was. Oh, gentle bit of screw back. He's got to be careful of the pink going back on its spot, but apart from that, he may just stun it still here. And that's perfect. Pink will now go back on its spot. The only ball not on its spot, well, the blue's slightly off, but the black, it's not really important at this stage of this frame. We'll look to get a bit of action on the cue ball here. And he does. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Doesn't have to do a whole lot with the blue ball. And drop this in dead weight, it'll be just perfect and get enough to just hold on the cue ball just a couple of inches further up the table. Decides to go in and out of balk. That's another option, and that's an excellent shot. So 7 points clear. You always fancy the players to win the frames from these situations when all the balls are on their spots. A little bit of run through here, and the pink into the right, or the green into the right pocket, I should say.
15.
So another well-struck shot by Ashley Yuga. 9 points ahead now. 25 points available. So a little nudge on the black ball, but 21 points in front, just 13 left on the table. He'll drain this one surely into the middle pocket. Oh, it goes to the top, hits it with a lovely pace, and look at the line of that, perfect. Oh, just stops out, but Stuart Harrington won't be wondering about that frame, he'll forget it, put it out of his head. Good performance from Ashley Hugel. That's the first frame that Stuart's dropped in the knockout. He's dropped it to Ashley Hugel, who leads by 1-0. So, frame number 2. Steve Carrington breaks, trading by 1-0. They had a re-rack at the start of it. And Stuart, to be fair, played really well in that frame. Given a chance, he took it. And in the end, he finished very strongly. He's looking at the black ball here. He won't play this with a ton of pace, I wouldn't imagine. But he's got to just hold on that right side. Oh, he's unlucky. It was a great effort. It really was a great effort. Right, let's take a look around the other tables. See how it's going. Ashley Carty now 2 up on Rodians Juddins. Ryan Davis won the opener against Mark Joyce. Wang Xingbo 1 up against Dean Young. Still in the opening frame, and a very tight frame it is between Kailan Patel and Sebastian Milowiski. It's going to get a double here. What a great shot that was. So Stuart has that red over the pocket. Can get nicely on the blue. He can create a big split here. Maybe he feels like not hanging around here. And he doesn't. What a split that is. Really opens up the pack. That was the correct choice for sure. No hanging around with Stuart Carrington. It's 1-1 between Yu Kui Chang and Hamid Mia. Hamid pulling a frame back. 1-0 still to Prin Ratmukta, the Thai player. He's leading against Joel Connolly, and it looks like he'll be going 2 up there. And still, Yuhang Wang has actually just opened his account with the first opening frame victory against Simon Blackwell. Played very well this afternoon, Simon did. So places in the quarterfinals at stake here in Sofia. Ryan Davies and Mark Joyce, they're looking for a place in the quarterfinals. They'll meet the winners of the game between Kaelan Patel and Sebastian Miloweski. So, no easy games at this stage, of course. Prin Ratmukta, who's just gone to go 2 up on Joel Connolly. They will play the winners of the Wang Xingbo Dean Young match. There's a bit of youth and experience in the top end of the draw there. The winner of this game between Ashley and Stewart will play the winner of the game between Rodins, Juddins and Ashley Carty. This is the bottom end of the draw. And the winner of Yu Kui Chang and Hamid Mia will play the winner of the game between Simon Blackwell, I should say, and Yuhang Wang. So Stewart off to a really good start in the second frame.
20.
Starting to add up the points and get himself into scoring positions. This is a tricky shot because he needs to get this to keep this, give himself a position to open up maybe 1 or 2 more reds. There's 1 loose red, 1 pots to the right, there's 1 just slightly above that on the left. He'll be aiming for that one if he can get on the pink. When he's rolled through to the black, it's a lovely pot, lovely angle as well. And he's just going to have a look at that red to the centre. He'll have to keep his position very good here. Black ball is the first concern. He's going to try and make sure of this first. The red to the right of that group of four reds will pot to the bottom right hand corner. Just having a look to see if the middle one goes through. I don't know if he's going to get the shot he wants here. He's made it slightly difficult for himself by running in there. He wasn't the luckiest. This red he feels will pot. This will open up everything. Well, he's straight up off the shot, so that means it's going straight in the pocket. This is a really impressive visit because it hasn't been straightforward. He's had to work a few shots out in his head, and they've so far been excellent. Just getting back enough so the pink doesn't interfere with him here.
35.
He's looking at the red to the centre as well. Obviously, that's a shot he'd rather not play. He's going to move one or two reds here. He needs to maybe graze off them. He's looking to screw back for the pink into the same pocket. Needs to be careful here. Yes, very well played. No trouble with that shot. Ryan Davies is on an 80 break. He leads by 100 points, so that's going to be 2-0 to him against Mark Joyce. So Ryan Davies flying at the moment. So he got a bit of a kick there, otherwise the cue ball would have travelled a little further. We can see what he's thinking. Not easy. Like I said earlier today, you battle through your groups, they're awkward. Then you go into your knockout phases. They're not the easiest. And that looks pretty good. It was more or less where he was having an imaginary cue from. And cueing will be all important in this shot. Well, still 91 points available. Not a very well played shot. He's had some difficult ones, tricky shots in this visit, but Stuart has coped with everything. So far, so good. And he moves on to 56 in the break. Still 83 points
56
available. He needs a couple of more reds and a couple of colours just to secure the frame, and he will have levelled this match on table 1 here at the Hotel Maranella in Sofia. 2026 WSF Snooker Championships.
57
This will bring him on to 64 points. And just 75 points available, so the red to the left of the pink, pots to the right corner pocket. Pots to the left as well. Pots to the middle too. Lots of options. And the top right, so your guess is good as mine at the moment, but he's playing with a good air of confidence in this visit. And the reds on each cushion, they look horrible. Not great at the moment. Misses it. So a lifeline
64
for Ashley Hugo. 64 points behind. 75 points available. So this frame is far from over at the moment. Tremendous action on the cue ball there. intention of trying to cut that in. He would be smashing right back into the reds on the right, and I've got to say, if you're trying to get back into this frame, and there's just a one red ball margin between getting back in and having to play snookers, this is not the easiest looking table, is it? I think that's a bit of an understatement. It is extremely difficult. He's left this red in the open, I think. Well, Stuart won't take anything for granted. He's been around long enough. He knows this game inside out. Anything can happen. But if I'm Stuart Carrington at the moment, I've got to be feeling, if Ash is going to win this, it'll take an awful lot of work. Well, he split a few reds there, but one goes over to the far cushion, but it's going to bounce. It'll be by the pocket, and the cue ball is impeccable. But I thought it was going to go to the bottom rail. It just seemed to stop, and this is very unlucky for Ashley. There's nothing much more he could have done there. He's trying to open the reds. It was never going to be easy anyway. This isn't potted yet, but 99% chance it will be. Well, he'll have the green ball here possibly. Or maybe he just might want to, well, I think that, well, this is frame ball really. It's very awkward there with the ball to his left, that red ball, but he's okay now, settled on the table. Oh. And it flukes it into the middle pocket, and every player is the same. He'll be disgusted that it happened, but it means that Ashley now needs snookers, and that rocketed into the middle pocket. Well, I noticed that about players from the UK, players from Ireland, around Europe, when that happens, you know, okay, they get the points, he'll win the frame, he looks 99% on to win the frame anyway, but they don't like it when that happens. Good strike on that.
12.
No, you can just try a few things here, see how he's feeling, because the frame is well and truly won. He'll need the rest. Not a bad idea to play this shot now, the way he may have in a match that he was struggling in, or it was very close. We'll see what these pockets are made of. It's a great shot.
19.
Of course, table time is everything. Keep your opponent away and get the feel of the table. that's the end of this break and the end of this frame. The luck was not an issue for me. He had the frame well and truly under control, did Stuart Carrington. He's levelled it here, 1 frame apiece.
Frame 3. Ashley Hugo.
Frame number 3, 2 excellent opening frames. Ash Eagle to break. They'll level at 1 frame apiece. We'll go around the tables very, very shortly, let you know what's happening in the other 7 matches. There is another game streamed, of course, on table 2 between Roddians Juddins and Ashley Carty. You can watch that as well. They're all playing for a place for 10 a.m. tomorrow morning here in Sofia local time, and they are looking at getting to the last 8 of this very prestigious and rewarding championship here in Bulgaria. We'll have the quarterfinals at 10 a.m. and the semi-finals at 4 p.m. Looking around the other tables at the moment is still Ashley Carty, who is 2 up on Roddians Juddins. Well, this looks like a terrific line We'll just need a bigger bounce off the cushion. Well, it's tricky, but not impossible. The biggest problem is the cue ball. I'm not sure that he's going to play this. He may come off the bottom cushion and try and do something that way. If he is, well, he is. This is not easy. Nice containing safety shot. Needs that red to travel. And just enough petrol in the tank there. So good shot. Well, Ryan Davies is up to a flyer here. He's 2-0 up against Mark Joyce, and he's 70 points to 23 in frame number 3. Wang Zimbo 1 up on Dean Young, and also leading by a nice few points in their second frame. Kaden Patel won the opening frame in his game against Poland's Sebastian Malowski, and I can tell you that the talented young Polish player is 39 points ahead in that second frame. Yu Kui Chang led Hamad Mia by a frame to 0, but Hamad is back in front. He's had 2 frames in a row now, played incredible snooker this morning, and they're just ready to get underway with the 4th frame in that match. And the other 2 remaining games, it's Prem Ratmukta, who's absolutely flying at the moment against Joel Connolly, 2 frames up. He trails in the 3rd frame, but a great start for the Thai player. And Simon Blackwell trails Yu Hang Wang by 2 frames to 0. They've just started the 3rd frame there. Well, he fancies this, does Stuart. Tricky shot. Cuts it in beautifully. Great position on the brown as well. Or the yellow, whatever he chooses. I think if he can get to the yellow, of course, it's a better angle. He's got that red by the pink that will pot into this near pocket. So there are a few options. He's also got a red that will pot to the other pocket. Going to use the brown, come off the cushion and try and head down to that red by the pink. That's an excellent shot. Ryan Davies now 3 up against Mark Joyce on table number 5. So a flying start for Ryan. Another very well taken pot. Good position on the blue. Now the red will pot to the right corner pocket. That's the way he wants to go about things, but that's not easy to hold for that. Tricky shot. Sebastian Milwaukee has pulled a frame back against Kaden Patel. They tied it 1 frame apiece. Oh, he's been unlucky there. Is there a gap? Has he found a gap there? Through to the bottom left. Nope, is the answer to that. Maybe he feels he can do something with the cue ball, but it looks pretty difficult. The red up the table, if he can play that, that will help him along here. Tricky little visit, this. So just tucking in nicely there. Made sure not to leave the red on the cushion that he played available. Well, he touched it. Use the side of the cue ball there. Gentle little shots with such precision. It really is a fantastic game tactically, this one. Both players fully focused. Well, that bounce may have just helped Ashley here. Played it that way, risky, because you can get a real spring off those cushions like that around the pockets. So Stuart plays an excellent shot. What a championship we've had here in Sofia. Last week's junior championship was top class. Michael Lerkov coming out on top, and some impressive snooker from Boyoloo to win the women's championship. The big question now we have is, who's going to win this championship? And that's played excellently. Tap on the table from Stuart. That red over the pocket now is a big problem. Well, not over the pocket, but near enough to it. Well, it's difficult to get the cue ball back where it is. He may just try and touch on this red at the bottom, but that's risky as well. This is not an easy safety shot. Yeah, well, I'm surprised that he did that. Could have sent the red back up the table and folded it and hoped for a bit of safety that way, but this has opened an opportunity for Ashley. One thing you can't do now is be too aggressive. That's it, very well. So now there's reds on the left, reds on the right, that will pot. And the more he puts away, the more he'll open up this cluster of reds in a line across the table. lovely shot.
9.
Well, you'll be able to get across to that, and that's not an issue.
16.
Got a red over on the left, nice and loose on its own, and the red to furthest on the right is potable as well. Well, a lot of sight on that. Would have liked another bit more on the cue ball there.
24.
Still potable, but also missable. These shots are always difficult because of the cushion with the cue ball so close to it. Can't really go at this very hard. Very well played.
20 pot.
This has been impressive from Ashley. I do think the red on the right will pot. Yes, it does. Nice solid pot in the pink. He's got the black to work with here. Just get rid of this red, get the right angle on the black, and he can open up another few reds. That is not the best angle. Needed to be another couple of inches further down the table to have the correct angle. We can pot this with a bit of pace, screw back off the cushion and try and split one or two reds that way. Looking at those two balls below the pink to see if they possibly work as a plant. Well, the poor shot on the red prior to that black is what's caused the end of this break. And he'll be very, very disappointed with himself for that, because it wasn't a difficult shot at all on that red. Well, the red that he's playing, is that possibly going to plant the other red towards the pocket? No, he's worked it out fairly well, to be fair, and gone up the table with his left. Attempt to here for Stuart Carrington, that's for sure. He'll fancy a go at this. Having a walk down to see if the black pots. If it doesn't, might be interested. Oh, beautiful. Just a little rub off the cushion. Here we go. Big moment in the frame. I think if he hits the second red right up the pink here, he'll get the best split, or in between those two balls right at the pink. He's not going about it, he's going to take the ball to the bottom of the table by the black. And that's fair enough. He's got a red at the bottom of the cluster, does that pot? Well, looking at his face there, Stuart not at all happy with that shot. I think it's because of the angle he's left himself. That bottom red to the left of that cluster does pot, I think. Excellent. Excellent work from Stuart Carrington. He's done so well there. I can tell you that Ryan Davies is on fire at the moment. He's leading by 42 points to 7 in frame 4, and he leads Mark Joyce by 3 frames to 0. I wouldn't be writing off the Flying Scotsman either. Dean Young, trailed by 1 frame to 0, has won the next 2 frames, now leads by 2 frames to 1.
13.
Same scoreline for Hamad Mia against Yu Kui Chang. Hamad leads by 2 frames to 1. Ashley Carty also playing great snooker. He leads Roddy and Juddins by 3 frames to 0. Kaelan Patel and Sebastian Milowiecki, they are 1 frame apiece, battling it out in the early stages of that 3rd frame. Joel Connolly fighting for his life here. He's just slightly ahead, 5 points ahead of Prin Ratmukta in the 3rd frame, but trails the Thai player by 2 frames to 0. And Simon Blackwell behind on the table here with Yu Hang Wang, who leads by 2 frames to 0. No result yet. All 8 tables still in play. I'm feeling we're going to get results soon though. Very good shot.
21.
Now the reds are nicely spread. That's very well played. May need the spider here.
28.
He's got the red to the right as well as the straight pot. The one to the right of that red does pot into the same pocket at the bottom right. So the spider is out. Mark Joyce battling back in that port frame, trying to stay in the championship. A place in the quarterfinals tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. will be available to 8 of these 16 players. So very well played shot. He'll have the brown ball here.
29.
Yu Hang Wang, no 3 frames to 0 up on Simon Blackwell. Very close game between Joel Connolly and Prin Ratmuta. 2 frames to the good there, 2 frames to 0. Well, that has not worked out the way he would have liked it. He'll touch to the pink here, I would imagine. It's a good shot. So, just 5 points between the 2 players in this 3rd frame. Last 16 match, an all-England battle here between Ashley Ugal and Stuart Carrington. Well, this is very, very dangerous. He does well. It's a very good shot. Couldn't have done much better than that, to be honest. That was excellent. That's not too shabby either, is it? Ashley Carty well in control at the moment, the earlier stages of the 4th frame, but he leads Roddy and Juddins by 3 frames to 0. We've got a good spread of nationalities in these last 16. We've got plenty English contenders. We've got Scots. We've got Latvians, Polish, Northern Ireland, Thailand. Great spread of different countries in the later stages of this championship.
Ball and a miss. Stuart Carrington.
Well, he doesn't have a free ball, so he'll put that back. Just 3 reds left on the table. These points are crucial. Could be a free ball here, possibly. No, Not the case. So it goes back again. Well, that looks a lot better, but still, that's 12 valuable points now. Look at the scoreboard. Will there be a free ball here? No, there won't. So attempt number 4 coming up for Ashley. That was extremely close to getting the shot he wanted there. Does get it on the 4th attempt, so persistence pays off for Ashley Hugel. Well, Ryan Davies now leads by 65 points to 19 and by 3 frames to 0. Incredible performance. Mark Joyce not getting a sniff there. Tell you, leads by 65 points to 19 does Ryan Davies. There's 43 points left on the table and 46 difference, so Mark Joyce requiring a snooker. Well, straight up towards the green here. Oh, he's left that. And that, well, he couldn't have left it further away, and Stuart having a good look at the line. Looks very easy, this shot, but it's not. It's all about the pace of the cue ball here. He's got to make sure of the pot first and foremost, but it's a long way away. And that's played very well. I can tell you that Ryan Davies has won by 4 frames to 0. He's into the quarterfinals tomorrow morning, defeating Mark Joyce there in a fantastic performance. And Ryan Davies will play either Kalen Patel or Sebastian Milewski. That game at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Well, here we go. It's a frame winning opportunity for Stuart Carrington. And that's beautiful because he has the perfect angle to get back home for the last red. $19 points in front. This will make it 24 with 35 available. Perfect shot to the blue. So a little bit of action on the cue ball here. And that's perfect from Stuart. Playing some very solid snooker here, snooker I should say, here in Sofia. Stuart Carrington 2-1 up in this match, trailed by 1 frame to 0. He's won 2 frames in a row. He looks super solid. Really has, looks fantastic. But Ashley had his chances in this frame. Didn't take them. Getting that bit closer to these quarterfinals. Joel Connolly, that excellent young chap from Northern Ireland, he has taken a frame back against Frin Ratmukta. So Joel Connolly back in that big time. That frame goes to Stuart Carrington, leading by 2 frames to 1. And just looking around though, Ashley Carty on his way to what should be a 4-0 win against a player that's had an excellent tournament, Rodians Juddins, but he's obviously met Ashley in top form here, very close to the victory. Dean Young 3-1 up on Wang Xingbo. He trailed by 1 frame to 0. He's won 3 frames in a row. Very talented young Scotsman. 2-1 here. Looking around the other tables in the room, some tough games going on, you know. Yu Hang Wang 3 up on Simon Blackwell and going well. Kailan Patel now leads by 2 frames to 1. 2-all between Yu Kui Chang and Hamad Mia. Yu Kui led by a frame to 0, then 2 in a row from Hamad. He's replied with a frame of his own, so very good match that. So that's the latest around the tables. We are on the brink of another result, I feel. So it's been an interesting evening so far here in Sofia. A lot of frames really flying along. Ashley Carty now well in control of that fourth frame, leading Rodians Juddins by 3 frames to 0 and 42 points in front. So strong position for Ashley. It's been an interesting match so far. Both players have tested each other, and Ashley was very much on top in the opening frame, but since then Stuart Carrington has thrown in 2 very solid frames of snooker, and he will break off leading by 2 frames to 1 in the sport frame. So the ball's well split on that break. And that's either a good thing or a bad thing. And at the moment where Ashley is, it's not such a great thing, but it shouldn't be too difficult to get himself back up the table. He's just looking to see what he'll disturb if he does. This red opened to loose, looking too at the black to see if it pots. But it can be such a shot in the arm if you get the early pot in. It really gives you a bit of momentum. That was a long way from the pocket, and it hasn't worked out well. He's got a red to the left of the pink. He's got this red to the corner. The black will pot. Very well played. There's one thing I know about Stuart Carrington, watching him over the years. He's a great front runner in a match. Doesn't lose many matches when he's pushing out in front. He defends the table very well. He's having a very, very good knockout series. Just the 1 frame dropped here and no frames dropped in the last 2 matches. That is a lovely shot. Yu Hang Wang has won his match 4 frames to 0 against Simon Blackwell. He'll book his place in tomorrow's quarterfinals at 10 a.m. So pretty impressive stuff from Yu Hang Wang. Ashley Carty well on the way to securing a victory. He leads by 50 points, 3 frames up. Against Rodians Juddins, who's had a great tournament and without shadow of a doubt, one of the finest safety players I've seen in a long, long time. And well able to pot the balls as well.
24.
Well, that game being streamed at the moment on table 2, coming to a conclusion. 43 points still there, but 49 points the difference. And I wouldn't be writing Rodians off ever. There's a chance. He's such a good strategist on the table. He will battle to the end. Well, as I say that, Ashley is back in. Just 35 points on the table. 50 points between the players. You've got to say the writing's on the wall for Rodians Juddins. Ashley Carter on his way to the quarterfinals. Yes, that frame is done and dusted. Ashley Carty is going to win that by 4 frames to 0. That will be a shot in the yellow. It will be the last shot of the match, I feel. And they shake hands, and a tremendous win for Ashley Carty. He has taken that by 4 frames to 0. Ashley playing superb snooker against a very talented young Latvian. Ashley Carty has done the business here this evening in Sofia. He'll be in the last 8. And he will play the winner of this match, Stuart Carrington, at the table and in control at the moment.
35. $36. $38.
So Stuart Carrington's already got 38 points on board, trailed by a frame to 0, won the last 2 frames, and now has this red to the bottom left. I am delighted to be joined by Ashley Carty. He's won his match by 4 frames to 0 against Latvia's Rodians Juddins, who's had a very, very good tournament, but obviously 4-0 tells its own story. You played very well in that.
Yeah, I played very well. I got off to a good start. I think first frame I made 70 odd, which settles you down really quickly, and that really helped. And then the second frame, I think I was about 40 or 50 behind and made a great clearance, and then that just kind of set the tone for the match. But Rodian's had a great tournament. He's recently started working with my coach as well, so we know each other's game a little bit. But I think he'll do well in the up-and-coming events for sure.
Yeah, he'll be definitely part of the European Championships in Spain in a couple of weeks' time. Your own game coming into this, how do you feel you've approached it? Because obviously you're queuing beautifully, you're making the pots that matter, you're winning your matches by good margins. You must be very happy with your game at the moment.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I've been working very hard. Since November, December, something's just clicked really. I've been working really hard. I've won 2 of the English amateur tours and a couple of pro-ams back in England as well. So yeah, my game's in good shape. Just keep doing what I'm doing really. I've only lost 2 frames all tournament, so that tells its own story really. That I'm playing well, controlling games, which is really pleasing.
Yeah, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself because there's a long way to go, and you're going to play the winner of the match we're looking at here, Ashley Ugal and Stuart Carrington. 2 tough characters, you know them well. A lot of very strong English players at the tournament. I'm sure you're not worried who you play. I'm sure you're just worried how you play.
Yeah, that's it. Just focus on my own game. Obviously, I know my own capabilities. If I play well, I'm a match for anyone. So, obviously, Stuart and Ashley are 2 great players. I know Ashley very well. Yeah, it should be a great game, whoever wins.
Just one last final question for you. I'll let you go away then and relax for the evening. The venue, the setup, the tournament, it's been pretty good, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm very impressed. Obviously, since I come from the first game, I was very impressed with the venue and the whole setup. So credits where credits due. Big thank you to WFS and World Snooker. They've done a great job.
Okay, mate. Listen, congratulations. You won't argue with 4-0. A nice early night for you. And best of luck against one of these 2 boys. You'll be back at 10 o'clock in the morning. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Cheers.
So there you go, Ashley Carty. A 4-0 winner over Latvia's Rodions Judins. He'll be back in the morning at 10 o'clock. So while I was talking to Ashley there, a mistake from Stuart has left the other Ashley in. We could have an Ashley quarter-final. So a miss there from Ashley Ugal and Stuart Carrington back at the table. Very awkward queuing over the centre pocket like that, but he fancies a go at this. Well, that'll just tell you how he feels at the moment on the table, because that was not easy. I think he may be blocked out on the ball colours here. He may have to use the black. He may even try and pot it. Well, he can see the brown. Or he has to come back to the brown, but it's another red off the table. Yes, you can see the brown, so that's a very good safety shot. Let's go back outside and see what's happening around the tables in the main venue here in Sofia. Wang Zimbo fighting back. He's on a 1-7 break at the moment. He leads by 113 points to 0. So that's going to be 3-2 in favour of Dean Young. And this young kid never knows when he's beaten. Very talented. Two between Kenan Patel and Sebastian Milewski. Hamid Mia now leading by 3 frames to 2. We saw him do an exhibition game this morning, winning his 4 frames to 0 match in 59 minutes. And I think he missed about 3 balls in the whole match, or it might have been over even quicker. Well, he was queuing beautifully. He's leading by 28 points in the 6th frame. Joel Connolly from Northern Ireland battling back. He is 45 points ahead. He was 2-0 down. It's now 2-1. He's won the last frame and he's doing well in this 4th frame as well. So exciting stuff here in Sofia. 3 results in, 5 tables still in play in the main arena. Yu Hang Wang, Ashley Carty, who we just had here in with us a few seconds ago, and Ryan Davies, all into the draw for the quarter final. And this tournament really taking shape now. You know what cover? I don't think he's found it. He's left a couple of balls like that in this match. Now it's 2 out of 2 so far, looking to go 3 out of 3 on these pots, almost identical. Oh, that's fabulous, getting to the black. He can get himself up to 48 points here. Significant lead in a frame like this. He'll be looking to take one of those reds to the right hand corner pocket. He's got a choice of 3. The pink is teasing
8.
over that centre pocket. Not teasing Stuart, he's going to keep going
9.
with the black at the moment. Just asking for the cue ball to be cleaned. We not only have the top organisers event, the top office here where they work tirelessly to make this event happen. The top players and everything else, but we've top class referees, and I'm very impressed with this young man. Jay Boaks from Wales. There's no doubt that he's going to be an absolute top class referee. Already very good. So just 59 points
16.
available here. Red and black and all the balls except one red, which is kind of come inconsequential in terms of this frame, I think. Hit that with
17.
a nice bit of power. Just a black and a red to completely secure this frame. Looks to be moving into a 3-1 lead here is Stuart. Very solid,
32.
impressive snooker from Stuart Carrington. I think he might want to get rid of the pink here if he can. Maybe not. Going up for the blue to get the position on this red. Could have done with going slightly higher. But the frame is in the bag now. So he'll just have it go off this red. Normally wouldn't even contemplate this shot, but this is
38.
free snooker for Stuart. He has the frame 1. And that will put Stuart Carrington 3 frames to 1 in front. Very impressive stuff at the moment in this match on table 1. So, we're underway with frame number 5. Very good shot indeed. Hamad Mia, a 4-2 winner over Yu Kui Chang, continues his glorious form here in Sofia. Well, it's the finest of Nixie once, but that will go straight back. So results coming in around the place. Let's have a look at the knockout list for the quarter-final. See who's playing who, because it's starting to develop now. 4 players are through already. Ryan Davies waiting for the match to finish between Kailan Patel and Sebastian Miloweski. Ashley Carty waiting for the end of this match to see who he meets in the last 8. This is going to be a cracking game. Hamad Mia versus Yu Hang Wang, 2 players that are just smashing their opponents at the moment. That'll be a cracker. Just needs to travel a bit. So, nothing on offer anywhere at the moment. Safety shot required. Stuart Carrington reeling up 3 frames in a row. So this is a tough time for Ashley Ugo. 3 frames in a row for Stuart Carrington, and we are in the stages of this frame where Ashley Ugo will have to win everything he can get at. Well, a big result for Hamad Mia. We saw him this morning do, I think I was calling you the hammer this morning. He's joined me in here, 4-0 this morning, and then against Yu Kui Chang, 4-2. The Asian players love you, I'd say. Congratulations, another great win.
Yeah, cheers, thanks a lot.
How do you feel the game went? I know that I saw you lost the first frame,
Yeah,
but then you came back with 2.
Yeah, I lost the first frame. I missed a few chances, a few balls that I didn't miss earlier today, and I just struggled, to be honest. But I killed off the game good, like how I wanted to. So
Yeah.
it was a scrappy match.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're saying you're struggling, but you're still winning your matches.
That's it. It's all about the W at the end of the day. Whether I play well or not, I just want to win.
4-3 on the black will do you, wouldn't it?
And yeah, if it has to be that way, but yeah, I prefer not to.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
The tournament itself, you've obviously been, you know, managing yourself well in the groups. You've done extremely well in the knockout stages. You're into the last state now. You're up against Yu Hang Wang, who had a 4-0 win tonight. He's playing the same kind of snooker as you are. That is going to be a great match.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. I just need to get him on the back foot from early to give myself a good chance.
Yeah, he has been scoring well, but no different to you. You've been banging him in as well. What do you think of the setup here in Sofia?
No, the setup's really good. The tables are nice, and hotel is very nice. It's great when you've got the venue in the hotel. It makes it very easy for the players. There's a few little tweaks that needs doing, but it's all right.
Overall, you give it 8 out of 10?
6.8.
I knew I wasn't going to get a positive answer there. Listen, you're enjoying yourself here, obviously. I mean, you're right. It is tough when players have to get on shuttle buses or have to walk along venues. You can prepare much better, you can practice better, and you can play better. But you're enjoying yourself here.
No, I am. As long as I'm still in the tournament, I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, I don't want to meet you if you lose, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All I can say is thanks for coming in to talk to me, mate. Yeah. You're in the morning, 10 a.m. Yu Hang Wang is the next guy you want to throw the hammer at.
That's it.
Hamid, Mia, well done. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks.
Great result, and best of luck in the quarterfinals in the morning.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. So our thanks there to Hamid coming in, having a few words was after his last 16 victory, 4-2 over Yu Kui Chang, and he will progress right through to tomorrow's quarterfinals. So, who's he going to play? He'll play Yu Kui Chang, who had a 4-0 win this evening and is on fire. Both players on fire. I think that's going to be a cracking game of snooker. If you like your fast-paced, high-break potting snooker, I think that's the one to watch. It really is excellent. And talking of high-break potting snooker, Wang Xingbo has forced the game with Dean Young to a decider. He trailed by 3-1. It's 3 each now. And that Chinese sensation, who's the talk of the South China Post and everyone in Asia, is going to push the Flying Scotsman to his collar here. It's 3-1 to Stuart Carrington. He leads here in this game. 2-2 between Kane Patel and Sebastian Miloweski. And Joel Connolly, he's granite, that young kid from Northern Ireland. He was 2-0 down against Prin Ratmutka, but he has made it 2-2, and such a battling player. He really is a very talented young man. So we'll continue in this exciting evening of knockout snooker at the 2026 WSF Championships here in Sofia, Bulgaria at the Hotel Marinella. And Hamid gave it a 6.8 or something, and I can tell you that's high. If he gives it that, that's very high. So great to speak to Ashley Carty and Hamid Mia. We'll try and get another player in here if we get the opportunity. So the red is surrounded or the black is surrounded by reds, as they say, and the pink is out in the open. One mistake here could be expensive, and the reds at the moment set up like tactical lineups. This one is about to be moved as Ashley Hugo looks to come back up the table. Well, he's just breezed one ball out of that, so that's a very good shot. Unlucky to get the kiss on the green because that was going right back to the ball cushion. A real battle on table 9 at the moment between Sebastian and Caelan, 2 frames apiece. Caelan ahead by 19 points in the early stages of that 5th frame. What a beautiful shot from Stuart Carrington. A nick on this won't hurt. Has he got enough to take on the brown? I think he may have. Looking down the table, it's a tricky shot, this Brown, but he's been cueing beautifully. Again, you have to work out what is the benefit to the pot. And I think there are one or two that will go, and he'll want to get in here and just build up a score in this fifth frame. So he's going for it. These are always tricky. Can't really hit him that hard. He's got plenty to work with down the table. Well, he had to make sure of that. That was the primary job there. I wonder does anything go to the right centre? I don't think so.
Fine.
So a great pot, a little unlucky, but he had to make sure of the Brown. Many players will forget about the object ball in that situation and miss it and get perfect position for their opponent. So let's see what he has up his sleeve here. It's going to be safety. I think he'll look to creep this up behind the green if he can. Well, he's put it to the back cushion in between the green and the ground, or the green and the brown, I should say. And great weight on the cue ball again. What has impressed me the most at times here in Sofia is the amount of times that these players get that cue ball either on or right next to the balk line or the balk cushion. Rarely do you see them bounce back off it. Well, this is interesting. Let's see what Ashley's got up his sleeve here. Well, this looks very, very good. And it is. But he's left, has he left a red to the bottom left? I think he has. Not interested in that. May not even pot. But he's going right back up to the corner here again. Again, another lovely shot. Lovely pace. Tables are so quick, they're barely touching them and they're travelling the full length. Again, beautiful pace and beautiful contact on the red, so great to watch that kind of precise snooker. Well, it's kind of a messy table, really. Something needs to give here for either of these two players to get an opportunity and to get in. But the pressure really is on Ashley. He's got to win the remaining 3 frames, so he cannot afford to make a mistake. The blue ball is going to affect this shot, and it's a chance for Stewart to get in. Is this going to be a frame winning opportunity for Stuart Carrington? This is a tricky little pink here. He's missed it.
Stuart Carrington, 1.
Never easy. He'll be disappointed. He's left one red to the bottom right. He's left a tough red to the bottom left. The black is surrounded. What does Ashiugal do here? It's not hard enough for him. This is... Well, he's got the gap there to play that red. Both these reds will go to the bottom left. He's got the gap to get back up. He's just got to avoid any traffic on the way. Should be enough to get this up back by the yellow if he hits it right. And he's unlucky, very unlucky. Can Stuart Carrington see this red? Well, no, not directly. Maybe he can. It's very thin, slight bit of swerve. One thing's for sure, he can't leave it there. So this is tight, but he thinks he's had enough to get that red ball into the corner pocket and get the cue ball back up the table. And he had plenty.
1.
Well, he'll settle for that, I'm sure. Looking to see, will the pink spot or will it go on to the black spot? I think the 5 balls by the black are going to be the key to this frame. So this red, pretty straightforward. He's got to have some way of getting it back up near the blue. He's got to avoid staying below the blue here. That's pretty good. Not finding the shot he exactly wanted on the blue, but he's got options in the balk area with 3 colours available. The yellow is ideal, and the brown is very good too. With his cue power, he's going to come back off the cushion here. He's got 2 reds below. Well, he just stunned it through, and he's left a bit of distance between the balls with that shot.
10.
But he can come back up the left-hand side. So the pink will pot, obviously, the way he held that, and it will go back out to its spot, and the freeing of that red by the pink spot has made a huge difference. But if you think this is an easy shot at this stage of a championship, last 16 in the WSF Championship, it is not an easy shot. Normally, you pot him in blindfolded, but this is different. Different type of pressure. And he gets it. That was not an easy shot. He does well. The points are starting to add up now. 29 points in front. If he gets the right angle, he would love to go and split those up. Take away the loose ones first, but if he gets the right angle, it could be a match-winning split. playing such solid snooker. So he's got the red near the black spot, that will pot.
$24. $25.
Well, that is a beautiful shot in the pink. Another 6 points added onto the total.
31.
£43 in front here. Red's running out for Ashley Ugal. Wang Zimbo on his way to the quarterfinals. He leads Dean Young by 70 points to 13. That's a significant lead. And looking at that match, on table 6, 43 points on the table, 50 the difference. So difficult situation for Dean Young, but he is back in. He still has a chance. So he's just picking up these reds nicely, one at a time. It's not easy. He's playing
38.
really well. Tricky shots every single time. The colours are fine, the reds have been difficult. But he's just a couple of balls away from securing victory here. A few more pots. He's done that beautifully.
39.
Nice stun on the cue ball. So he has a little peek at the scoreboard. He's going to have a look at this red into the centre. That's very difficult. He's also having a look to see what he can do here. He's 51 points in front with the pink to come, and there'll just be 59 points remaining. So he'd be well aware that this is possibly match ball. If he just drops this in gently. Gets this red, he'll be on the pink, and that will be enough to secure the match. But this could be the red that secures this match. This is extremely difficult. 59 points available. So a long think about this, back to the table, compose himself. Joe Connolly 62 points to 5 up against Prinrat Mukta after being 2-0 down, and this is the 5th frame. It looks like it's going to be a lead for the Northern Irishman. Joe Connolly battling back. Well, he did that well.
46.
It's a good pot. Oh, he just overruns it, but with only 51 points available on the table, lots of snookers required. Not sure if Ashley will come back. Probably will. Well, there's a big lead here.
Stuart Carrington, 52.
Nice bit of sportsmanship from Ashley Ugle there. Tap on the table. Not only for that shot, but for that break. It was very impressive because it was very difficult. This is a good shot. A very good shot. The quarter-final lineups are nearly secured. (10 a.m. tomorrow morning). 8 players will know they're 2 matches away from a possible place on the World Snooker Tour. The title of World WST Champion and the prize money, everything there. The prize is enormous. Ryan Davies was waiting on Kena Patel and Sebastian Leski. Prin Ratmukta is playing Joe Connolly. They'll play either Wang Xingbo or Dean Young. Well, I can tell you that match is over. Dean Young is out. Wang Xingbo winning by 4 frames to 3. So this Chinese sensation is through to the quarterfinals, runner-up of course in the junior event. So disappointment for Dean Young. He's out. Joe Connolly now leads by 3 frames to 2 after being 2-0 down. 3 in a row he's rattled off the Northern Ireland player. The game between Caelan and Sebastian has turned into a real slogfest. They're 2 frames apiece and there's just 9 points between them. So a very difficult 5th frame and a very important one for whoever comes out on top. Well, 51 points available for Ashley. He trails by 64, so he needs a nice number of snookers. Not a well played shot. I think one more red will do it for Stuart. was close. Well, red and black to come here, surely. You can't leave it like that. But he needs more snookers. You know, it's courageous of Ashley to keep battling away here, but the chances are so slim. And he hasn't got to the black.
One.
I think if he misses this pink, he'll be shaking hands. That's not going in. He has indeed shook the hand of Stuart Carrington. He is through to the quarterfinals. He will play Ashley Carty. So from one Ashley to another for Stuart. He has dominated since frame 2. He's looked really good. You can't argue with the scoreline. We have 2 more games remaining, and you'll just have to check it out on Snooker Scores, the WPBSA website. Excellent coverage with all the information on those 2 last games. So we do have a win here for Stuart Carrington. He's in the quarterfinals at 10 a.m. in the morning. And the other 2 tables, well, you can go either way with those. Joe Connolly leads Prim Repmuka by 3 frames to 2 after being 2-0 down. Kaelan Patel and Sebastian Milwaski, well, they're playing out a marathon 5th frame. They're 2 frames apiece. But we're over for all our snooker coverage in terms of commentary and visual coverage here in Sofia for this evening. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage during the day, and I hope you enjoyed the snooker, and I hope your person that you want to win this is still thereabouts. There are 6 spots filled, 2 more to be filled, 2 games to be completed, and then we'll have our last date here at this 2026 WSF Championships. And I'm really looking forward to 10 o'clock in the morning. We've got some fantastic lineups. I hope you'll join us then. From me, Derek Kiley, and from Alexander,